Okay. Opening stream. No, I don't want ad shield. I just want to post my stuff. Um, I'm not going to join the voice call until after I'm done talking about um, the commissions stuff. So let me advertise my streams real quick, and then I will get started in talking about commissions. But I'm also going to be playing SilkSong in the background here, so if that's, hopefully this is will be stimulating for people. Also, hello, Top Hat Vessel. We will have the chat here, but I'm not going to be answering anything in the chat until after my spiel about art commissions. Um, Honestly, I just have so much to say about it, and I wanted to make just a whole video about it. I plan to make a document later. I do have a document, it's just old um, and a little outdated. I made it in freshman year of college based on my knowledge from commission work since I was 16. So, that was like high school to college. Um, I've grown a lot since then. Obviously, I am postgraduate. I graduated, and I am also um, what I am. I'm having a full time job, and I in like food industry at the moment. But technically, I work for an amusement park. So it's food within an amusement park. I'm not going to disclose to you where I work. People who have talked to me in the group voice call on Discord know where I work. Guys, do not disclose where I work because there are some individuals on the internet who are not really meaning well for me, and I do not want to lose this opportunity, okay? Just because one of them may have been insane. I'm not trying to say anything, and I think for folks who know me and who've been seeing all my know-abouts, they know who I'm talking about. Anyways, so I'm gonna jump in, um, and also hello Buttercubic. I'm gonna jump in, and I'm gonna start with like bullet points really quick. So before I do anything, our bullet points here are basically we're gonna talk about like the three things of like commissions, and the first thing is going to be like what how to start, I guess. And this can be like things such as like knowing and there's some questions within how to start, which is like how do I price my work, or what do I advertise, um, and honestly I think this is kind of like, and to add on to that there should be a where question. Where should I market myself? Or I guess you could say like this can be different social media platforms in general. Um, Anyways, so that's the first question, which is how to start the commission, and where to start, I guess. So this is where to start, and then our other questions that we would have is how how to price my work, how to advertise, where should I market myself, and then I also want to talk about different platforms. I mainly talk about personal use commissions because those are majority of what commissions I do. Um, I haven't done any commercial use commissions, so I'm not the best person to give that advice. Um, so I will give that disclaimer really quick. The other thing is that I also will talk about in this stream will be like different payment methods. And the main ones that I'm going to talk about is more United States focus. And so I apologize if I don't cover all of the like payment platforms, but I am mainly focusing on ones that I have used in the past, such as PayPal, Venmo, and Ko-Fi, which Ko-Fi is more of a donation site than a payment platform, but you can be paid through that platform. Um, and I do plan to maybe dip my toes into VGen, but I'm a little iffy about it at the moment because that means there would have to be more of a consistency with VGen and myself working, um, taking commissions on VGen, if that makes sense, because they do keep and I will say the good thing about VGen is that they hold their artists accountable. And as a customer, as a client, it is really nice that there is a website that does keep their artists like accountable. However, I think it is a little bit harder to be able to get your money back if there is ever a case where the artist does scam you. So, what I mean by that is, let's say, or if there's like an emergency commission and they don't fulfill it. Okay, so I'm gonna hop in the game while I talk about these, and I'm gonna make sure I can like see what I'm doing while I'm talking about this. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the first thing I'm gonna talk about is where to start. Okay, so before I get into all the nitty gritty details, we're gonna talk about things such as like how do I price my work. So we're gonna start with just figuring out what you want to do. So who is your target audience? That's my big question. Is like, who are you targeting your art towards? And like what, like, are you drawing like for anime or something, or like what's your style? Another thing to ask, I guess, is like identifying your style while you're like trying to figure out who you want to commission you in the first place. Because if you want, like, let's say you want like people who like have OCs and stuff, and then you have to think about like what communities those OCs are from. For me, I draw like Hollow Knight OCs and stuff, so of course I'm gonna target a lot of my stuff towards like the Hollow Knight fan base, players and stuff like that. But also, I will say I do actually target a lot of my work in various communities personally for myself. So, while as much as I am going to give you guys like advice and stuff, I will be telling you guys what I do too. Because I am both in the furry closed species community and various other fandoms that I've found interest in. But I think when I started, I was in the Steven Universe / furry community, and that is how I got my notice as an artist. Um, so yeah. So it's just okay. So the first question to answer that is, who's your target audience? And for me, I think it is funny when I talk to a lot of people saying like I draw like furry art. That is honestly the first way I get a conversation starting with a lot of people. A lot of people are like, oh, do you like draw like not safe for work? No, I draw like a lot of the stuff I do is more of like Disney kind of like Zootopia kind of art, or like Rainbow Sparkle Dog. Um, so, it's just kind of like, um, my document just went away. No! Okay, this is gonna happen a few times. Sorry, y'all. But, yeah, it's just like, I guess so I'm gonna move on from like who's your audience, because I will say though, depending on who you're targeting, so let's say you are targeting a furry fan base or something, the furry fan base or something. Now you're going to have to look into niches and stuff. In my opinion, you could just be more generalized and you could join like big furry groups and stuff like that. But if you do that, I will say that by joining like big general groups and stuff like that, it may be harder to get like a foot in like you may get some commissions, but finding a niche is probably the best thing you can do. But also making sure you have multiple niches. But that's just my personal opinion and like what works for me. Some people, they really do work well with like more generalized spaces and stuff. For me, I just I like to kind of like make my scope a little bit smaller. Um, and I also, well, a lot of my clients return to me a lot of times too. So, it depends if you want returning clients or if you constantly want new clients. And that's another thing to think about is like, depending on like what like space you're going into. And I think based on your clients and your target, that's a thing to consider. So I'm gonna get wrecked here. Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna stop messing with that thing here. Okay, so I guess the next thing that I would ask for, that I get asked for is like, how do I okay, so there's two ones. So how do I price my work and what do I do? So we already answered the first question of like who's my audience? So then you would figure out, what do I do for my commissions? So you can be more generalized and say, hey, my commissions I do from headshots to full bodies. That's more generalized in my opinion. I'm making this up as I go, y'all. Or you could be very specific. You could be more specific and be like, do your character here bases. So those are like, you have a pre-made base and you just have a big red sign that says your character here, and you would draw it's like a template, and you would just draw people's characters on that. So, or that you can do like doodles or chibis, or specify your commissions, do like specialized commissions, such as gimmicks. I call these more of a gimmick commissions and stuff. So these can be like things like I turn your character into a dinosaur or something. So you can be really creative with the commission types that you do. But I think if you're starting off as a commission artist or wanting to get your foot in the door, I think starting small works well. Doing doodles and chibis are very appealing to a lot of people, or just like something really simple like sketches. So that's another thing, is just like, where do I start? How do I start with like commissions and stuff? Another thing, if you want to just get examples in the first place and you don't want to, okay, y'all, I gotta lock in. Okay. But so continuing on from that is like, yeah, so like what you want to do. Oh, okay, it timed out on me. Whatever. I'm gonna do something more mindless, y'all, while I'm talking about commissions. I should have played Minecraft or something like that. I think that's a better game for me to play than SilkSong. When I'm talking about like commissions and stuff. Anyways, so so for like commissions and what kind of commissions you want to do for people, I think it's just like answering those questions for yourself, and like just kind of experimenting. So you can do, to get examples, what I was about to say is for examples, you can you can do things like you could do things such as like art trades or requests. Requests is more, it's just free work. It's just being like, oh, I want to get some examples for my commissions, or I'm trying to get into this new community here, or I'm trying to learn the anatomy of this clothes species. Can I draw some people's characters and stuff? And this kind of gets a conversation going. And that's one of the another things that I will talk about is building your audience. And that's something that I think is really important when you're trying to be a commission artist in social media. So, okay. So then we're going to talk about, so how do I guess I'll talk about like how do I price my work. So I have my bullet points here, and you all are going to watch me miserably fail getting out of here because like yep like I said, you guys don't want to watch me miserably fail. Okay, so how do I advertise? Okay, so how do I advertise? So just the question of who's my audience, where do you want to advertise, and we're gonna get into that, as well as, oh shoot, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna pause the game while I talk about this. So, what do I advertise? Okay, so like I said, with the different examples of what you could do for commissions. And then let's say, where do you advertise? Depending on like there's so many different social medias that you could advertise on. There's, from Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Tumblr, and so on, and Blue Sky, so on and so on. Personally, the social media that I use is Discord, Instagram, Twitter, and Toy House. My big sellers, where I get most of my commissions, are from Discord, Toy House. Occasionally I'll get commissions from either Instagram or Twitter. But what I found is that Discord, and making yourself a name within server communities, as well as a lot of times it's by word of mouth, that people want to commission you for personal use work, and Discord. Toy House, on the other hand, is a really good website for selling character designs. So if you want to make character designs, you can go to Toy House for that. That's another avenue of like a type of commission you can do. You could do custom designs for people. If you're not really into drawing their characters, but you would rather design their characters, I would recommend Toy House on Unveil or any other character-focused website. There's plenty out there, but Toy House is probably one of the bigger or more well-known ones. Though I will say that that Toy House is invite only. But it is not hard to get a code to get into Toy House. Honestly, if you just shout into the void saying, can I have a Toy House code? Or if you are on Discord like me, you can get a Toy House invite code through Discord. Any IRLs who are watching this stream of mine, I have Toy House Premium, and I can give you a Toy House code if you are interested in getting into character designs. So, and also anybody who's in the stream and wants to join the Discord for my streams here. Sorry, I'm not inviting people onto the call yet. I'm going to invite people once I'm done talking about like commission stuff, which might take me 30 minutes, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to take me that long. Let me drink my like tea real quick, y'all. I do think I can make this a lot more condensed. I just need to get all my thoughts out when I talk about this. Okay. So, we talked about like marketing and I died. So, we talked about, so continuing on what I was going to say, we talked about marketing, advertising, and what do you want to sell? And who's your target audience? So then we come to the question of how do I price my work? So I think for a lot of people, okay, so what I was gonna say, um, y'all, I am a very reckless SilkSong player. Anyways, okay, we're gonna continue on with how do I price my work. For me personally, how I price my work is, so what I do to price my work. Oh, sorry, y'all, had to lock in there. I was like, I'm not gonna die again in this area. So what I do for myself, I think you can go various different ways for pricing your work. I'm going to say 3 is my favorite number when I talk about things, so you'll notice I like to group things in 3. The how, what, and where. For pricing your work, it's going to be how much time, how much effort, and then also the skill that you put in. So that's skill is more of the accumulation of ultimate time that you have spent learning your craft as an artist. And first, let's talk about time. So I think people should be. So let's say you're a fast artist. Okay, so then you should price yourself. Um, you don't have to, by the way, y'all. This is like a very like. This is honestly pricing yourself is just figuring out what you're most comfortable at like taking on like money wise, what you think your art is worth. Sometimes people will think your art is worth less or more, but you should have yours consistent for yourself. Um, and I will say, if people aren't willing to pay that price, that's okay. There will be people who are willing to pay that price. But I think if you're starting, that is the hardest thing that you can find. If you're a lot slower as an artist, I think that's something you also have to consider too. Um, and then there's like just depending on like what you do for your art mediums. So, for example, like if you draw in a painterly style or something, so I think that's another thing to consider because I have a friend who has a painterly style, but I also think they like, in my opinion, I think they are underselling themselves a lot of time. Um, which and you know, to a lot of people me saying that can still sound insane because their commissions are like could be expensive to them too. I think in my opinion I do think just kind of an off topic thing, I do think we are like desensitized of not desensitized, we have kind of normalized, I guess. It's hard for me to say, but okay, I'm not gonna get myself killed by that thing. And I got myself killed by that thing instead. But I was gonna say, like, I do feel like people are kind of used to the quick turnaround rate from artists and commissions. So if you're not a fast artist, I do not think you should feel ashamed for like needing more compensation for the time that it takes you. But I understand for a lot of people that that can be like they might not be. You'll find that more people will not be willing to like commission you because of that, unfortunately. Okay, I'm gonna get myself kicked. Oh, ooh, ooh. Oh, anyways. Well, I tried. And you know what, y'all? I think I lost all my money. Um, yeah, that's not, that's not good. Um, y'all, watching the stream where Lou loses all their money. Okay, guys, you're gonna have to grind instead. Well, I can't be in this area while I'm talking about commissions and stuff. Um, Trust, I'm gonna make a proper video actually after this because I'm realizing this was a bad idea. Or maybe it was a bad idea for me to stream SilkSong when I do that. Maybe I need like a PowerPoint presentation. um, so I think that's what I needed to do. I just need to go full like teacher mode for when I talk about this, y'all, because like I get so easily distracted, and then I make stupid mistakes where I literally die and lose like my like 4K of like rosaries. We're not gonna talk about that, guys. We're not gonna talk about that. Anyways, so yeah, how do you price your work? So okay, I talked about a little bit about time. So how much time does it take you? I think another thing to consider is like how much effort do you put in? Like how much sleep will you lose over your commission? You know, like which I guess is a part of time and stuff like that too. But for me, it's oh crap! Y'all, I just had a realization. I don't think I'm able to like. Oh no. Whatever. Okay, we're here now. Um, so like, how much effort, which can be like, how much mental strain do you put in your commission? Like sometimes I be putting a way too much mental strain into my commission, y'all. Um, yeah, and then and that's honestly sometimes I'll literally like I'll base a commission just based on the mental strain that I have, which sounds a little silly. But, honestly, you gotta, like, take care of yourself as an artist. Oh, there we go. I got him. So yeah, time, effort, and then skill. So then skill can be like, let's say, you have been drawing for very long time, and you have been building up your reputation. And that's honestly where I can see why, like, I know people like complain about like popular artists and stuff, and that is more of like like demand and yeah, what is it? What is it? I know it's like demand and stuff. Like there's a term for it. Whatever, capitalist term. Insert here. And like that's honestly all you need to know is like capitalist term. And I don't know why my computer decided to just give me a notification right there. Oh, stop sandwiching me. Okay. Okay, yeah. So, how do I price my work? Honestly, just feel it out. Just try it. In my opinion, I think ultimately figure it out. Sorry, that's my best advice. My best advice is account for how much time are you being paid minimum wage or are you not? Per hour. So like kind of factor that in. Are you being paid less than like the minimum wage of where you are based on how long it takes you? So I think this is where it's good to do an art trade or a request and do the commission type that and use that as an example for the commission type that you are going to make and also time yourself when you do that. So that's a good thing. Okay, I'm gonna move on to different platforms. I said how Discord's really good for servers and stuff like that, and then yeah, Discord's really good for different servers. Um, I think Toy House is really good for character designs. Instagram and Twitter are kind of doo doo butt in my opinion, but people still get clients there. Personally, I don't really put a lot of my effort into my marketing there. Most of my marketing is on Discord, and I get a lot of commissions from word of mouth because of Discord. So that's my experience, but I know there's some artists out there who have a very unique art style or have built their reputation in the community and are able to get commissions really quickly on Twitter and Instagram. I don't have any experience with TikTok as I do not have TikTok, but there are also, I have some mutuals and some art friends who are able to make consistent wages with TikTok commissions. I don't know how well it works there. I cannot say anything about that. DeviantArt is kind of low-key dead, so I don't personally use it. But there is still a thriving community on Tumblr and DeviantArt. I think there are still people there for that kind of work. Okay, we're gonna go move on to payment methods now. We're gonna speed run this before I start like losing all my attention because I am actually really tired. And I decided right after I was actually going to stream this before I passed out in my bed. So we're gonna start with PayPal and Venmo and then Ko-fi. So those are the payment methods that I personally use. You may find other payment methods to be better. PayPal is probably my number one just because of the goods and services, and I can download all my statements and everything. And it's also an international program. I meant payment method. But I will say, one of the things that you have to be aware of is you have to make your clients pay through goods and services, or you have to send them personalized invoices. And one of the things that your clients are not allowed to do, as an artist, you cannot ask your clients to send money through friends and family. You have to ask them to send it through goods and services, as that is purchase protections for the client, and also it is against PayPal's terms of service, which can, if they were caught evading fees by having your clients pay for fees, PayPal will freeze your account and hold all your money, and that is something you really don't want to happen. I also think if you are making transactions and you are communicating with clients, screenshot your clients and your discussions and stuff, and when they send you money, that is very important, especially if if there's like a scammer client who does a chargeback and takes all the money back. I've had this happen only once, and I will probably talk about it later in the stream when I'm just goofing around and playing SilkSong. So, I mean, hang around for that if you want. Okay, so just had to talk about PayPal really quick about that. Invoice is I don't know how to personally do invoices. I probably need to start learning how to do that, but that's where you ask for the client's email and then you send them an invoice where they pay a certain amount. That is probably a lot better than asking them to pay through goods and services, or they have the free will and they send you money through friends and families anyway. So do invoice if you can. I haven't figured that out. I'm still learning stuff as a commission artist. And I know it's a quick Google away. So I think depending on the thing is I don't want to switch up on my clients right away though too, because I had this method for a very long time of just asking them to pay through goods and service, say art commission plus their username in the notes, and then remove their address. I have very specific instructions. When I have a payment page, I send them the payment page that has instructions and where to pay, how to pay, as well as when I send them the payment page, I will say how much their commission is worth, like how much they owe. My clients are allowed to tip me, but but due to recent TOS terms of service in PayPal, you cannot mention tip in the notes. You used to be able to tip your clients, your artists and stuff, but now they don't accept that anymore. So you have to be a little bit more discreet about it. You have to say it more in DMs instead. But anyways, okay, so that's PayPal over with. PayPal is kind of is a 50-50 in my opinion. PayPal is not my favorite. However, it does its job. So Venmo, I will say Venmo and Ko-Fi, they all take fees, but Venmo and Ko-Fi probably take the bigger fee in my opinion. I personally am not a big fan of Ko-Fi, getting paid through Ko-Fi, but I'm not going to be mad if people if this is their only way, because sometimes they can't pay through PayPal. And Ko-Fi does accept just direct linking to your bank, or your not your bank but your card or other platforms too. So Ko-Fi is a lot more accessible in that sense. And Ko-Fi is good for donations, as well as putting your commissions there. They have a specific feature for artists to put commissions up, and people can pay through those commissions. However, it's a little bit more tricky when you need to refund those people, or let's say a person doesn't follow the rules that you have set or the terms of service when it comes to requesting a commission and you need to refund somebody. It is a little bit harder to go through that process on Ko-Fi. Venmo, um, it's Venmo, guys. It's it's fine. It's whatever. I will say, make sure you tell your client to tell you that they have sent payment, because if you don't have notifications on for your Venmo and you do not accept your payment in a certain amount of time, it will just send that money back to the person. This is same with friends and family, same with goods and services. You have to accept and transfer that money instantly. You can't let that money wait. But honestly, y'all should not be letting your money sit around in any of these third parties, anyways. And as they are just supposed to be supposed to be a mediator from you, client, and your bank. So I guess the client, bank, mediator, and then you and your bank. So that's kind of how it works. Anyways, so that's just some little bits about money. I probably focus more about money when it comes to like obviously commissions are about money. Um, for me, I love just drawing people's stuff. I just love drawing. I love drawing so much. I don't really, a lot of times I don't really care what I'm drawing. Like, I love drawing other people's characters because it makes them happy. I love drawing I like drawing designs because it makes me happy, and I like giving away designs because it makes other people happy. I personally, I do it for the love of the game. I also think it's okay to do commission work because you need money. But I need people to understand that, like, it is really hard though. It can be very hard, and it can be stressful too, especially if you have deadlines. So now I'm going to talk about, okay, so while I'm locking in for Cogwork Dancers, um I think, and then I'm gonna die immediately, y'all. Like, don't even look at me. Don't even look at me, y'all. Yeah. So okay. So what I was gonna say, I had to lock in there for a second. I was like, Cogward dancers. Okay. So I talked about money. I talked about platforms. And I talked about a little bit like where to start with the commissions. That is a little bit harder for me to talk about because it's a little bit more vague, and you kind of have to talk about a lot of stuff there. Um, but I think lastly, I'm changing my keyboard RGB color. Let's change it to purple. Yes, I like that color. Okay. You guys don't see it on the screen, but my computer has RGB colors, which is really cool. Um, so I'm trying to think where to continue from, like talking about like commissions and stuff like that. Um, and I was mentioning how it can be a little, I guess for some people it is, you do it for the love of the game. You can just, you need to do it because you need money and stuff like that. And I think another thing to kind of remember is not to like burn yourself out. I would recommend having a slot count, taking only a certain amount of commissions at a time within a week, of what is reasonable for you. Start small before you go bigger, and just build a resilience. Just honestly, I think it's just practice. It's patience and practice, and so to build that reputation as a commission artist. Anyways, that's I have a lot more to say. There's so much more I have to say about like taking on commissions, doing commissions. I don't think any of my friends would probably want to watch a 40-minute video of me rambling about like what to do, like for commissions or how to do commissions and stuff like that, and then me also simultaneously dying in SilkSong. So I think I will make a second video where I just sit down and talk about like commissions and stuff. Originally, I thought about drawing Fooning like sprites and stuff, and then just have Fooning yapping on the screen while I do that. So I think I might do that, but I'm going to like pre-record some like gameplay footage or something for it. So we'll do that. But I think for now, that's gonna conclude a little bit of like the commission stuff. Unless I talk about like I could just talk about my experience taking commissions and what my best commissions have been and what my not so favorable commissions. I'm not going to say worst, but you know, it could be worse. You could have been scammed and have a person charge back on you. And I'm going to get into that. I lost about, I think it was 100 or to like, maybe it was like 120 to $200. And I had to take emergency commissions that I did all of my commissions all in one day to make that money back up. It was a very stressful day, but I ended up also winning the claim back, so I got the money back anyways. So I made $400 technically, but it was still not a fun day because my PayPal was in the negatives because of a client charging back on two commissions of mine. And the thing is, I finished both of them, and I had to screenshot. I screenshotted all my conversations and how it went out, and yeah. So I guess for that story, I had a client that. So I'm going to turn off my document because I'm done talking about commissions, and I'm going to talk about my own experiences with taking commissions and doing it. And so the one that I'm mentioning here, I was commissioned by this person. Like, so I was commissioned to do, and I'm dead. All right, y'all. We I cannot be talking about like stuff while I'm like playing SilkSong. Because I gotta lock in. I gotta lock in. Okay, so continuing on. So yeah, so I was so I had to do like two full body. I think for the time it was one of them is they bought one of my designs and it was like two full bodies as well as like some other thing of art. So what happened is it turned out this person who did a chargeback and stuff. So they already paid for all the work and I already did all the work and stuff like that. But when they chargebacked, it wasn't really good. Let's say when they did the chargeback and stuff like that, I didn't really have the best time. So I didn't have the best time, y'all, because I was like $100 to like $200 in debt on PayPal. So that is a little warning for like people who do use PayPal. So I guess moral of the story, like track your commissions and stuff and like send an appeal to PayPal if like something stupid like that happens, you know? Oh, asshole. Oh my god, y'all. Cogwork Dancers is killing me, y'all. Cogwork Dancers is killing me, y'all. Okay, God. I'm gonna calm down. I'll calm down, y'all. Calm down. I'm calm. I'm calm, y'all. I trust. I trust, guys. I'm chill. Get off, bro. Get off of me. Get this bro off. Okay, continuing on. Okay, so yeah, so it turned out that the user that I'm talking about was actually a minor and were using their parents' credit card, their parents' debit slash credit card to buy a lot of random commissions. So then they were banned from like a lot of communities because it wasn't just me who was scammed. It was a bunch of other artists who were who were like scammed. I got my money back though, I will say. I don't know about other artists though, unfortunately. I think that is more fortunate for them. Okay, yep, wrecking these gay automatons, y'all. Okay. Okay. Trust y'all, I'm locked in. I'm sorry for my one viewer who's like watching me like brain deteriorate as I'm trying to talk about like stuff. I will say this is probably a new record for me. Like I feel like I talk really slow. Whenever I try talking about anything, I just tend to talk really slow. So oh. Oh my god, I did it, y'all. Holy crap. Okay. 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 I did it. So then, oh yeah, so that was the time I got scammed is because like kid was using their parents' credit card. There is a dilemma there of like, what do you do like as the artist, you know? Like when a kid is irresponsibly using their parents' like credit card and stuff like that. So like, it's like, what do you do? All right, bye, guy. Okay, we're done. We're done. We did it. We get me out of here, please. Oh, this is so sad. Seeing his body just like get like split apart like that. Oh, so sad. So sad. Anyways, yeah. So there was a time I got scammed. Anyways, most of my commissions are pretty well though. Actually, I will say I kind of rarely will get a client that just like gets me. I I will say I probably have one client ever that but it wasn't the client, it was more the lack of communication. Um, and my own inexperience as an artist during the time. I think it was my freshman year of college. It might have been right before, where I took on a commission. And you know what? I'm gonna actually, before I'm gonna continue the story, I'm actually gonna hop on the voice call. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna hop on the voice call, and I'm gonna invite people so people can join the stream if they want. I'm gonna probably stream for maybe I'll say up to. I'm okay with streaming up to an hour after this time. I know it's kind of been just a yap sesh, so I apologize. Um, but we're gonna join, and I'm gonna let. So I guess I'll talk about like commission experiences versus being commissioned as well as like commissioning other people. I think one of the discussions that I had the other day in the voice call, um, Oh, oh, oh. I gotta respond to something really quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me accept these. Okay. Yay, they're official on Toy House. This is really nice. Very cutesy. All right. I don't know if anyone's gonna join, but that's okay. Oh, hello. By the way, I will let you know that I am streaming. So, just letting you know. And I sent the video in the no mic chat. It's okay if you can't, like, talk or anything. I don't know if I don't think I can hear you, or if you're not talking, that's okay. You can also send messages in the no mic chat or in the chat in the live stream. Yo, I can hear my computer going overtime. I'm being a pro gamer in Persona 4 right now. So fair. I have been kind of losing brain cells while I'm trying to talk about, like, commissions and, like, taking commissions for the stream here. So I think I'm gonna just redo the whole, like, discussion about, like, how to take commissions and stuff on, like, a pre-recorded video or something, because I legit sat there watching myself die, like, a few times in SilkSong. I should throw a rock at a kid in my class who won't pay for their commission. You should. You know what? Throw hammers. You didn't pay your dues. Get cooked, bro. Okay. No! Y'all, this is why you need to join the... For people who are watching the stream, you should definitely join the Discord server, because we have funny shenanigans that happen. Trust. But yeah, anyways. Bye, y'all. Bye. Okay, we're going to go into the Cogwar Core, guys. Cogwar Core. And then, what? Firecracker. I'm losing at the clip I got yesterday. I'm losing it. Oh. Oh. I don't really know much about Persona, sorry. But I lost all my money. All my money gone. Okay, this stupid robot. Oh my gosh. I can't with this game. I think I'm just gonna be broke this entire time. I think it's just gonna be Sad Hornet broke. Oh my gosh. I literally cannot be playing this game. Like, I'm actually so bad at this game, y'all. 200 hours? More like 0 hours? I'm playing like a game journalist right now. Like, it's not even funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me see if you're saying anything. I was struggling with that boss for a while, and then I marked it with all... Dang. Fair enough. Okay. What was I... Ah! Oh my god, I can't be playing this game, y'all. I cannot be... I am not locked in. When I play SilkSong, I feel like... SilkSong or Hollow Knight, honestly. I just kind of be, like, mute when I play these games. But to be fair, it's just because, like, I lock in. I go quiet. Okay, I need to go here. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Blue frog jumps straight into a cog pipe, like straight into a metal pipe sound effect. I've been writing clumps of lyrics for Awakening, reading, hold on y'all, sorry, I'm reading Mcroach's responses in the chat here, so if you just hear me like reading stuff, that's why. Okay, so Mcroach says, I've been writing clumps of lyrics for Awakening, GMS theme, and pulling up a theme to listen while I read the lyrics to make sure that matches with the rhythm. I'm losing brain cells. Totally fair. No, that's me right now. I'm just losing brain cells with this game right now. With SilkSong, because like I apparently can't focus for the life of me even if I wanted to. I'm writing things, but I literally never produce actual covers. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. It's like, oh, can I stop dying, y'all? All right, I can't be playing. You know what? We're gonna restart the whole game. We're just gonna restart this game. Y'all watching me restart SilkSong for the millionth time because I'm incompetent. Okay, I know I probably shouldn't restart the entire game. Big guy to the right next. Oh yeah, the big guy to the right next speedrun. That's so true. I'm just gonna restart the whole game. I don't even care. I just can't play like this. Like, I keep messing up my file. I think we should do Steel Soul mode, y'all. I think I'm ready for Steel Soul mode. Okay. Yeah, I think I was gonna talk about like different. I already talked about being scammed by a kid, who stole their parents' like debit card, and it's funny because I think 10 other artists were also scammed by the same person. It was kind of weird how that person had a lot of money, but it makes sense now. They were just spending their parents' card, and I feel so bad. But at the same time, a lot of artists kind of like needed money at the time. And I do remember I was really upset because I was in college and I was using the money for my groceries. So it did kind of suck when it was just like some kid being like, "Oh yeah, I was using my parents' debit card." Hello, Minty. Also, I will warn you, I am streaming right now, so just letting you know. So anything that is said here is on stream. Anyways, and I was talking about like commissions and stuff. Okay, something is wrong with my keyboard. Actually, I don't know why it has been acting up like this. Okay, for some reason it just soft locked there for a second. Like, it was not. Whoa! It reminds me of when I was like 4 and I supposedly bought a car on eBay and now my mom is banned on eBay. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I'm trying to get the big guy to the right here, and I am just. That's crazy, dude. That just reminds me when my little bro spent like $400 on V-Bucks on my dad's card.
I don't know if I ever did stuff like that, but I was like very monitored on the internet. I think at least I was in the sense of I didn't like go on sites and be like, I'm gonna buy this.
Yeah, I never
I
really
also
did
didn't
that.
have access to cards and such, so I mean.
Yeah, the most I did as a kid was steal my Game Boy that I had. That was it was passed down from my older brothers. And my parents would put it on like a top shelf in like the closet, and I would climb that closet just to get it. So I was kind of a menace, y'all. I'm not gonna lie.
I was a different kind of fiend. Especially as like a really little kid, I would just disappear.
Oh.
It would be silent, and they're like, okay, where did they go?
Yeah.
And go looking for me. One time, my mom keeps telling me of a story of her finding me tucked up in a. And I want to preface this with, the house was not very short person friendly.
Yeah.
My mom had to get a ladder to get up into the top cabinet, like pull things down.
Yeah.
It was over 5 feet above the ground. She found me in the top cabinet, dead asleep, holding an Oreo.
Oh my gosh. Nah, that's kind of real. That's like fair. You know, me too, for real. Me too, for real.
Oh, I broke my pencil. Lead. I did not break the pencil itself.
Okay.
I'd be impressed if I managed to break this thing. It's made of metal.
Yeah. I don't even think anyone's watching the stream, in all honesty. I started strong, and then
chucked lead out into the abyss. I don't know where it landed. I was just what? Where did it go? Why did I do that? I found one piece.
Okay, I'm like lagging so bad right now.
Damn, that sucks.
It's okay. It is what it is. SilkSong be like, lag. Let's go.
I was trying to beat, just like base Hollow Knight earlier, and I got so mad earlier. I broke my lead. The new piece of lead. I was pulling it out of the thing, and it just snapped in half.
Yeah.
Like, bruh, you're not supposed to do that.
I forgot. In my last stream, did I, I'm trying to remember what I did. Did I do the flea caravan skip or no? I don't think I did.
The flea.
Not the. What I mean was like. Did I do the? I don't think I did. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm not confused on what you mean in the I don't know what that is. I'm confused in the sense of my brain didn't process like any of the words after flea caravan.
Oh no, I
so
said
like, the flea caravan. What?
The flea. Like, did I use the flea caravan to skip to get to Greymore? I don't think I did. So we're gonna do that this time. For this route.
Oh.
Yeah. Instead, I did.
I heard escape.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
That makes more sense.
Okay.
I have no idea though.
I don't know why I'm lagging this much right now. Oh no. Oh, hello, Jesse. Just gonna let you know that I am streaming. So anything you say is going to be caught on film. You're gonna get canceled if you say anything wrong. I'm joking.
Says bad words.
Bad words. Please don't say bad words.
Says naughty words.
Y'all don't say anything that's gonna incriminate me or like get me a strike. I just got this account to like be able to stream. I kid. But still. This channel has like
Says a million bad words.
no. I was gonna say this channel of mine, like it's Second Sentinel. I just made it just so I could do like silly SilkSong streams and talk about random art stuff. Cause like I just don't want to do that on my main channel, Blue Frog, for some reason. I don't know why I'm lagging so bad. This is so bad.
Oh.
should I talk to the people in the area, or should I ignore them?
I was
I should
back reading the
ignore them.
conversation about reminds me bought the car and stole so many things. I remember I tried to steal. There was this. What was it called? I don't remember exactly what it was called, but it had a spell check on it. Its main thing was like a spell check. It also had Hangman on it.
Yeah.
Like as a game, it was like a little handheld thing with a keyboard. I tried to steal one from school. I wrote my name on a piece of tape on it. The teacher I took it from was like, "Yeah, that's hers." I say hers because,
yeah.
partially because I was on the bus last day of school, and someone was like, "Hey, that's the teacher's," and it wasn't even the right teacher's.
Oh no.
I was so upset.
No, this tiny savage beast, this tiny creature, stop messing me up. Sorry, not you guys. Don't worry, you're not the tiny creature that I'm talking about.
I'm 5 foot.
Well,
I am also tiny.
Maybe you're the tiny creature that I'm talking about. I think it's my lag, actually. I really do think.
I want to be the tiny creature ruining your life.
Yeah, so I'm trying to do a skip.
Funny that we're the same height.
I'm trying to do a skip right here, and this game is just like kind of making effort right now.
I remember I was trying to figure out how you're supposed to get up to a certain area in SilkSong. I had put my cocoon
oh my god, okay,
in a spot. So I literally, the first time I ever got through there, I did like a cocoon skip. And then I found out there was just a thing at the bottom that you're supposed to.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna kill the stream.
I just opened the wrong thing.
Because the stream and the Discord call is lagging my computer, and that's why my game is lagging so bad. So I think I'm gonna kill the stream, and I'm gonna make another video relating to the art stuff. So thank you so much for watching, for whoever is actually watching. Also, I see, hi guys, I'm the Muckroach, but another account, so fair. I don't know why it's not popping up on my stream chat here, so